was a frightening night for residents in the city of Spartanburg after several homes were hit by a drive-by shooting. Police say no one was hurt, but as our reporter Scarlett Lishak explains, the incident has left the community on edge.
The Spartanburg Police Department says just after midnight on Saturday, gunfire rang out on Avant Street, striking 3 homes and a parked car.
One went in right there.
A quiet night in for Spartanburg resident Randy was interrupted by an act of violence. Spartanburg police say around 12:40 Saturday morning, gunfire shattered the peace on Avant Street. Bullets struck 3 homes with people inside in a parked sedan. Randy said he heard several rounds of gunfire soon after he went to bed.
I heard some firecrackers going off. It was some shots. And I proceeded on sliding to the right, and I said, tuck and roll. Tucked and rolled on the side of the bed and stuff and laid down. And then I said, what is that? It wasn't just a pistol. It was a rifle, too. And then over on that side, for the brick wall, by the trees, it was like 9-10 shells over there.
Police say the shots came from a passing vehicle, piercing hallways, living rooms, kitchens, bathrooms, and a bedroom. Randy says after the gunfire stopped, he got up to discover several bullet holes scattered throughout his home, too close for comfort.
I called 911, and they said, what's going on? I said, it sounded like some shots fired and stuff. And they said, dispatch is on the way already. So I walked down the hallway, went to the bathroom, and I noticed my curtain looking funny. And I got 3 shots in my curtain, too.
You can see where multiple bullets struck the inside of his bathroom, one even scraping across the living room ceiling.
Yeah, and I looked up, and I said, what is that right there? And I seen that. Look at the holes over there by the door.
Randy says he's shaken, and he's grateful he wasn't hit.
I could have been laying in the tub and got shot and would have been dead and wouldn't have known nothing about it. But thing is, I'm still alive, but it still hurts in the inside. Am I going to stay here tonight? I'm going to let God show me that way.
If you have any information on this case, you can contact the Spartanburg Police Department. We'll have that number listed on our website, WSPA.com. Reporting in Spartanburg, Scarlett Lishak, 7 News.
The investigation is ongoing. Police have not released information about a possible suspect. Tonight, an upstate high school football player was seriously hurt in a game last night. It happened during a game between Palmetto and Crescent High School. According to a Palmetto social media post, Eli Jordan was injured during the 3rd quarter of a football game and had to be airlifted to a hospital. Eli's family is asking for privacy while he recovers, issuing this statement. It reads in part, quote, "We would like to thank everyone for their prayers and calls. Eli has bounced back this morning. He is able to talk and move his arms and legs. He's eating, and the doctors are going to observe him." President Donald Trump has revoked former Vice President Kamala Harris's Secret Service protection. It was set to end next summer. That's according to a senior Trump administration official. Former vice presidents typically get federal government protection for 6 months after leaving office, while ex-presidents do so for life. But another person familiar with the matter says then-President Joe Biden quietly signed a directive at Harris's request that had extended protection for her. The people insisted on being anonymous Friday to discuss a matter not made public.
Look, I thank you. A big change coming to South Carolina roads starting Monday.
Now, drivers will have to put their phones down or open up their wallets because of a new hands-free law. Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of crashes across the Palmetto State, and starting September 1st, a new law is aimed at stopping it.
Somebody's life can change just in a snap of a finger, just from one mistake.
Officials say the South Carolina hands-free and distracted driving law makes it illegal to hold your phone or any other device while driving.
I'm for it. I think it's a big distraction. People being on their phones, I see it all the time. I've almost been hit by people.
The goal is to cut down on those close calls, which means no texting, scrolling, or watching videos behind the wheel.
You can still listen to your podcast, but we want it Bluetooth only, so you're not physically interacting with that device. So you can have anything playing in the background that you want to play, but no video, no live streaming, no texting, chatting, emails, anything like that you're not allowed to do.
Officials say there are some exceptions, like if you're using voice-activated commands, if you are parked, or if you're reporting an emergency.
But for most drivers,
It's a white color Honda Accord.
the phone has to stay down and out of your hands, and authorities will be out looking for it.
The old law, just mainly pertained to texting. Now this is hands-free. This is hands-free. So you could have had an old law, you could have had your GPS up in your hands while you're driving up the road. Well, now you can't do that. You know, you have to have it in that cradle, you know, or somewhere where you could just physically see it.
For the first 6 months, violators will be issued warnings. After that, penalties begin. If it's a first offense, it's a $100 fine. A second offense within 3 years will cost you $200 and points on your license.
It's getting bad as far as the texting and driving, and you know, I see a lot of people, like I said, you know, you'll be like, why did they stop? And then you ride past them and they're looking at their phone, and it's getting ridiculous.
For commercial drivers, the penalties are even tougher. Multiple violations could lead to losing your CDL. Troopers say distracted driving isn't just dangerous, it can be deadly.
This is the most dangerous thing that you do every day, day in and day out.
Put it in park and ran in to anchor the news tonight. But starting Monday, remember, phones down, eyes up, because that new hands-free law will be in effect across South Carolina. Penalties will begin at the end of February. A former mill site is getting a major makeover. This week, Spartanburg City Council gave the green light to a multi-million-dollar development project that will bring some new apartments to the area. 7 News' Julia Keener takes a closer look at what this could mean for the community.
The city says this part of town hasn't seen much development in years, but that's about to change as plans move forward to bring new life to the old Beaumont Mill site. What's now unused land will soon be home to a $70 million housing development. The project includes nearly 250 units, with 28 reserved specifically for workforce housing, designed for people earning around 80% of the area's median income.
That's something that City Council has tried to get in a lot of our more recent apartment developments, is to try and get at least 10% of the units in these developments to be set aside for, you know, affordable workforce housing.
The city says this project will help meet the rapidly growing housing demand and boost local government revenue.
We're getting, you know, upwards of like 15 to 20 people every day, according to estimates, moving to Spartanburg County. And so, you know, for us in the city, that means developing in spots where we've got available land and trying to get some density on those parcels.
The project will also tie into the Daniel Morgan Trail system, linking the Beaumont neighborhood straight to downtown Pine Street.
It's huge because, you know, the developers who come to us with these projects, they really value those kinds of connections along trail networks. And so it's one, to entice them to develop in those areas, but they're really just responding to the residents that they have in their other projects who value that kind of connection for recreation, but also for getting around.
Some Beaumont residents have voiced concerns over traffic, but city leaders say a comprehensive traffic study has been completed, and it indicates most of the new traffic will not directly impact the neighborhood.
Part of the conversation is going to be looking at traffic calming measures along that stretch and any other neighborhood roads that may be affected, to try and make sure that that traffic really is funneled more towards the major roadways and isn't really adding additional traffic to those neighborhood roads.
In Spartanburg, Julia Keener, 7 News.
Construction on the Beaumont Mill site is expected to begin in February.